How you doing, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Franchise Play, and I am here with the executive producer of WWE 2K18, Mark Little. How you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy you came to our event.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad to get an opportunity to play the game early as usual. We had an amazing, crazy episode of Cheap Heat. I mean, that was like a UFC press conference. I mean, did you see that?
Yeah, there was a lot of heat there. It deserved that name tonight for sure.
Right. I don't even know if it was cheap heat, but it was heat.
There was definitely some heat going on there.
Right. I mean, we had a bottle throwing incident. It was all Conor McGregor. I'm sure you'll see it on YouTube. But the major purpose for me being here, obviously, is to get an opportunity to play the game. Obviously, I've been playing WWE games forever. Been playing the WWE 2K series forever, ever since its inception. And I'm going to tell you just off the top, from what you guys have seen with those screenshots, the game is as pretty in person as it is in those screenshots. I mean, it's great. It's really great. So, if you were to say, like, which render have you seen that you would say is the one you're like, oh my God, I love that one the most?
You know, the amazing part is obviously we started our roster reveal that started earlier this week, so we're taking a bunch of screens of the game, and every time I think I have a favorite, one of our art directors makes a new one, and I'm like, oh, that one's so good. So I don't think I have a favorite right now. I mean, to me, it's how they all look different, but they all look so good. Like some of the stuff that we showed with Sanity with that really moody, dark lighting. You've never seen that before in our game, and it's a new style of lighting, and it's a new effect. And I mean, I love it. It's because it's a breath of fresh air. But then you get even some classic shots of Randy Orton in the ring doing his signature poses, and you're like, okay, that's the best looking Randy Orton I've ever seen. So I'm finding it hard to have one favorite right now because I think it's almost every new shot I see is amazing.
Yeah, I would totally agree. These shots where there is dark to light are especially amazing. If you guys haven't gotten an opportunity to see the club's entrance or Sanity's entrance, they're both amazing. Like you were saying, the muscle definition, all of that really pops. So I'm gonna break down a little bit what's in the the build that we got an opportunity to play. It has one-on-one matches. It has the 6-man elimination chamber, and then it has Battle Royal. You did some changes with Battle Royal. Can you tell us a little bit about what you did with eliminations and how that works?
Yeah, I mean, we created a new elimination system. We added different types of eliminations. So I don't know if you got to experience them, but we have quick eliminations now where, depending on the superstar's ratings and the setup, he might dump someone out right away, which is cool and not something we've ever had. There's multiple different ways to eliminate. Obviously, tag team eliminations are there. And a lot of it was just going through and cleaning everything up and spending a lot of time to tune and polish it so that you got that right sense of the organized chaos that is Royal Rumble. As people constantly come in, the dynamic changes, you have that fresh body in the ring, and it really does kind of make it more exciting. We also put in a modified version of our rollout system in for Royal Rumble so that guys would like kind of hide under the ropes and take a breather, which actually is great because, as you probably experienced, it opens up a little bit more space for you to wrestle with the other 7 guys.
Absolutely, yeah. I really love the flow of the Royal Rumble. As you mentioned, the quick eliminations. I mean, there were a couple times where I thought I was going to be in this really intense battle, and he was like, nah, that's just going to toss him real quick. And it was a nice welcome departure, so I really like that. Now, in the one-on-one matches, I noticed they feel different to me than the other matches. Can you talk a little bit about the feel between one-on-one and multi-wrestler matches?
Well, obviously with one-on-one, you're focused, right? You have that one opponent, you're focused. So things tend to take a little longer and they're a little bit more drawn out so you can have those epic battles on that one-on-one stage. You know, we did things like adjusting the pin meter, not to just make it harder, but to make it harder at the right moments, because a lot of our best fans say even if they get hit by a signature or finisher, they were easily able to kick out. But, you know, now we're creating a little bit more randomness in there. You probably experienced a little bit of that. But it's done all in that same idea of to try and keep improving the realism and allowing players to have matches like they see on programming.
Absolutely. You mentioned the kick-out system. It is real because it is very difficult to kick out of a finisher. And that's the way it should be. And when you do kick out of a finisher, you get that same feeling as you watch when you're watching a pay-per-view match and somebody kicks out of a finisher and you're like, oh! In WWE 2K17, you expected to kick out of the first finisher.
Right.
If you didn't kick out of the first finisher, you either dropped the controller or something crazy. You were expected to kick out. So I like that. Now, I'm going to ask you about a couple things that I didn't necessarily like. And one of the biggest things I saw was frame rate. With Elimination Chamber, the frame rate dropped quite a bit in this build. Now, like I said, I'll caution you guys, this is an early build. We're August 18th. The game doesn't come out until the third week in October, right? So there's some time. But as of right now, there's some frame rate issues. Are you guys doing anything to maybe correct that, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, we actually are very positive and confident that we're going to get the frame rate to where it is. Elimination Chamber is an interesting event because the cell structure itself is so detailed. And I mean, we built the entire new cell, so that's all new geometry, all new setup for ours. So for us, it's a lot of tuning and passing and optimizing the new graphics engine, because you know, one of the things is when you make stuff look a lot better, you're obviously doing a lot more work to make it look better. So for now, it's just going through optimizations, and we're pretty confident it'll be there. I don't expect any problems.
Okay, because I also did kind of notice that in the Elimination Chamber matches, it was a little bit of visual degradation. Is that because there's so much going on?
It's due to all the alpha of all the cage itself and where we have to put the camera so you're not looking through the pods and so you can see what's going on. So a lot of that, and those are things we're going through in tuning, and we're even trying different techniques to see what we can do. And a lot of it is if we move the camera slightly, we'll get different frame rate or we'll get a different visual look. And so those are the sorts of things, now that we have it all pulled together and we're getting closer to the end, that we start working on and can polish and bring the frame rate and the visual up.
Absolutely. And I'm assuming that even the feedback from an event like this is something that you guys are going to take back, and absolutely. So that's great. That's great to know. The other thing that I would say that I really did enjoy, and I don't have it mastered yet, is the carry system.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about what went into putting that into the game?
Well, one of the things we wanted to do is let the users have a little bit more control of how they interact with the other superstars and the environment. So the carry system allows you to pick your opponent up into multiple different positions, whether it's a traditional fireman's carry or a crossbody carry or a power bomb position, and then you can hold them there. And of course, they have the ability to fight out, so early in the match it's going to be hard to keep them there. But it allows you to either finish a traditional move or maybe put them onto the ring apron or over the ropes or into the turnbuckle. So, you know, Seth Rollins is a great example of his signature is the turnbuckle power bomb, and you had to set it up from the corner before. Well, now you can pick them up from the middle of the ring and use the carry system to execute that move on your own.
Okay,
so
great.
It's a lot more freedom, and when you start getting outside of the ring and all the environment starts being around you, then it becomes a lot more fun too.
Yes.
You can interact with the environment, put them where you want to. It's a really good way to manipulate people, your opponents, and stuff for like Royal Rumble, you can even use it to get them into a position that you want to use for an elimination.
Definitely. I like that a lot. I can tell that there's potential there with that. I just haven't been able to unearth that potential just yet, but it's exciting to think about what could be with that.
And I think that that's part of the design of that feature, is that you need to learn how to explore and deal and what you want to do with it. And there's no one right or wrong way of using it. I see people on our team use it different ways all the time. And that's, to us, part of the depth that it's adding to the gameplay, is it allows you a lot more choices and personal decision making around how you want to approach it.
Definitely. Well, Mark, I am very glad that I had an opportunity to play the game early, and very glad to get an opportunity to speak to you. I feel very confident about, you know, administering the feedback, and I also feel good about the good things that I did see with the game. Like I said, visually it looks amazing. There's some very nice new animations, especially in the one-on-one matches that show emotion and that sort of thing. So there's reasons to look up, and I'll be anxiously waiting all of the updates that come leading up to the release date. So I appreciate your time, Mark.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, man.